I'm moving a little different. Gotta get the pizza flavored. You always gotta get the pizza flavored. Welcome back to another video. I want to say thank you really quickly for 3,000. I wasn't even making videos in January, so the fact that like we gone like 3,000 in like maybe 6 or 7 months, like that's wild. That's like 2 times the amount of people that were in my high school. So I just want to say thank you, and I'm gonna keep on making videos because I like music. Today we are checking out Mount Eerie. A crow looked at me. From what I understand, Mount Eerie is the same dude. I think it's just one dude. I don't know. From the Microphones. If you haven't seen my Microphones video, go check that out. It's some good stuff. A few people commented that this album was kind of sad, so I'm kind of looking forward to being sad, honestly. You know, I'm ready for whatever this has to throw at me. But yeah, no more wasting time. We're gonna hop right in. Thank you for all the support. Check my music out if you want as well. And let's get into it. All right, let's get right into it. Track number 1 is Real Death.
Death is real. Someone's there and then they're not. And it's not for singing about. It's not for making into art. When real death enters the house, all poetry is dumb. When I walk in to the room where you were and look into the emptiness instead, all fails.
Oh my god.
Crusted with tears, catatonic and raw. I go downstairs and outside and you still get mail.
Oh my fucking god.
A week after you died, a package with your name on it came, and inside was a gift for our daughter you had ordered in secret and collapsed there on the front steps. I wailed. A backpack for when she goes to school a couple years from now. You were thinking ahead to a future you must have known deep down would not include you. Though you clawed at the cliff you were sliding down, being swallowed into a silence that's bottomless and real. It's dumb, and I don't want to learn anything from this. I love you.
I don't even know. I don't even know what to say. I don't know what. I'm just trying to gather my thoughts right now. It didn't even feel like a song. It didn't even feel like a song. I didn't even feel like music. Him saying, "I don't want to learn anything from this." I just that shit broke me. The backpack, the fucking backpack, dude. There's nothing to analyze. There's nothing to even. It's there. All right, track number 2 is Seaweed.
Our daughter is 1.5. You have been dead 11 days. I got on the boat and came to the place where the 3 of us were going to build our house. If you had lived, you died though. So I came here alone, without a baby in the dust of your bones. Is that a flower you liked? I can't remember. You did most of my remembering for me. And now I stand untethered. Did anything mean in this crushing absurdity? I brought a chair from home. I poured out your ashes on it. I guess so you can watch the sunset. But the truth is I don't think of that dust as you. You are the sunset.
Yeah, I'm not okay. You are the sunset. Damn. Damn. It's just the image he's putting in my fucking mind right now. I can't. I kind of want to know how she died. I don't really know. The house that they were gonna build too. I just can't. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. Track number 3 is the longest song in the album, Ravens.
In October 2015, I was out in the yard. I just finished splitting up the scrap 2x4s into kindling. 2 big blackbirds flew over, their wings whooshing and low. 2 ravens. Knew these birds were omens, but of what I wasn't sure. They were flying out toward the island where we hoped to move. You were probably inside. You were probably aching, wanting not to die. Your body transformed. I couldn't bear to look, so I turned my head west like an early death. Now I can only see you on the fridge in lifeless pictures. Still seeing your eyes, pleading and afraid, full of love, calling out from another place because you're not here. I watched you die in this room, then I gave your clothes away. I'm sorry, I had to, and now I'll move. I will move with our daughter. We will ride over water with your ghost underneath the boat. What was you is now burnt bones, and I cannot be at home. And then our life together was not long. You had cancer and you were killed, and I'm left living like this, crying on the logging roads with your ashes in a jar, thinking about the things I'll tell you when you get back from wherever it is that you've gone. You've been dead for 1 month and 3 days, and we are sleeping in the forest. There is sand, moss, and life, young cedars, the sound of water. Nothing dies here, but here is where I came to grieve, to dive into it with you, with your absence, but I keep picking you berries.
I'm contemplating shutting this off. I can't do this, bro. I need some goldfish. Yeah, I don't know if I'll be able to make it through this whole thing. This is just gut-wrenching. So, I mean, we found out that it was cancer. The line about the ashes on the beach, that one did me in. The story about the ravens flying to the island that they were going to move to. Doc number 4 is forest fire.
Year moves on without you in it. Now it is fall without you. I had to close the windows and doors without you coming through. I kept them open for as long as I could, but the baby got cold.
My God, this is... This is beautiful
This
music,
whole
bro.
past summer was a lingering heat wave, and the sound of helicopters and the smell of smoke from the forest fire that was growing, billowing just on the edge of town where we used to swim. Throwing out your underwear, the devastation is not natural or good. You do belong here. I reject nature. I disagree. In the hazy light of forest fire smoke, I looked across at the refineries and thought that the world was actually constantly ending. And in this same heat, I opened the window next to you on your last morning, so you could breathe, and then so you could ghost away. But slowly, sovereignty reasserts itself. I don't want it though. Who and how could I live?
Bro, how could I live? Him saying, I reject nature and that he disagrees, bro. It's like this inevitable thing that happened to him. You know, him disagreeing with it when it's already too late. It's, I don't know. This is just too much for me, man. This is crazy. Okay, track number 5 is Swims.
I can't get the image out of my head of when I held you right there and watched you die, last gasping breaths. I see it again and again. As the breeze blew in, because I see you. Your transformed, dying face will recede with time, is what our counselor said. Walk to every Monday holding hands, slower every week with your breathing, until we had to drive. But then only 2 months after you died, our counselor died.
What?
All at once, her empty office with no light on, as if her work was done.
What?
The day our daughter asked me if Mama swims, I told her yes she does. And that's probably all she does now. What was you is now born across waves, evaporating.
That one cut really deep. It's always the last line of all these songs, man. It's always the worst one. You know, she's always swimming because they poured her ashes out into the ocean, I believe. And he says, "What was you is now born across the waves, evaporating." The thing about the counselor, bro, and how like they had to start driving, that part, and then the counselor dying. Like, what is happening, dude? Okay, track 6 is My Chasm.
I am a container of stories about you, and I bring you up repeatedly, uninvited to. To the people around me wanna keep hearing about my dead wife? Or does the room go silent when I mention you shining alive? I now wield the power to transform a grocery store aisle into a canyon of pity and confusion. The loss in my life is a chasm I take into town, and I don't want to close it. Death is real.
Can't even go grocery shopping. Can't even go grocery shopping anymore without scaring the public. I can't even relate to this. I can't even imagine like this pain. I can't. It's like I only know like how sad it is from how he describes it. You know, I don't understand the full extent. So when he dives into the more details of it, it hits even harder. That's also the third time he said death is real on this album. So I think that it's just him, you know, coming to terms with him, you know, just disbelieving. Number 7 is When I Take the Garbage Out at Night.
When I take out the garbage at night, I'm not with you then exactly. I'm with the universe. But when I walk back into the house, looking up at the window from the back step, the dark window of the room that you died in, the big empty room on the second floor, all of our moments condensed into a thunderclap. When I take out the garbage at night and then have to go back in and live on.
So it's like he's taking out the garbage and he's getting kind of like I think he's getting like a third person perspective, and he's, you know, viewing the house that he's currently feeling all of this pain in. And it's like he has a glimpse of where he's going, like, because he has to go back in and feel that pain even more. So it's kind of like a brief, him taking out the trash, kind of like a brief, you know, leaving, not leaving the pain, but, you know, leaving the place where it is causing the most. Yeah, this is just completely heartbreaking. Track number 8 is Emptiness Part 2.
Feeling of being in the mountains is a dream of self-negation. When your person is gone and the bedroom door yawns, there is nothing to learn. Her absence is a scream, saying nothing. Conceptual emptiness was cool to talk about back before I knew my way around these hospitals. I would like to forget and go back into imagining.
I'm kind of curious about the line of him saying conceptual emptiness was cool to talk about back before I knew my way around these hospitals. So maybe him talking about feelings of being emptiness before, and I think this is why it's called part 2, because he's actually empty now. Like, this is actually like, it does, like he's at rock bottom. It doesn't get any emptier than this. And he's saying it was cool to talk about back then because he didn't realize, you know, how much of a void that it could get. But yeah, let's keep on listening, bro. Track number 9 is Toothbrush/Trash.
Today I just felt it for the first time. 3 months and 1 day after you died, I realized that these photographs we have of you are slowly replacing the subtle familiar memory of what it's like to know you're in the other room, to hear you singing on the stairs, go of you in the house dies down.
This is,
October wind
I'm speechless.
It makes a door close. I look over my shoulder to make sure, but there is nobody here. I threw it away. Your dried out, bloody end of life tissues.
God, oh my god.
Toothbrush and your trash, and the fly buzzing around the room. Could that possibly be you too? I let it go out the window. It does not feel good.
These tracks just abruptly ending is, my god. It's like the memories that she had, you know, he's starting to forget them. Him describing the things that, you know, he's throwing out too in detail. It's just, it feels like I fucking know this dude. It feels like I'm legit, like that, like I know these people. And I don't even. Track number 10 is Soria Maria.
Red tower lights across a distance, refuge in the dust. All my life I can remember longing. Stayed through the winter and emerged as an adult, holding a letter from you, an invitation. So I flew back and drove back, and when we met in person, it was instant. It didn't matter where we lived as long as we were together, and that was really true for 13 years. To some other thing, something jaundiced and fucked. They put you in the hospital in Everett, so I gave the baby away and drove up and down I-5 every night like a satellite, bringing you food that you wanted. But I could see way above the horizon, beyond innumerable islands, the towers on top of the mountain lit up slowly, silently beaconing, as if to say, just keep going. There is a place where wind could erase this for you. In the National Gallery in Oslo, there's a painting called Soria Maria. A kid looks across a deep canyon of fog at a lit up inhuman castle or something. To Soria Maria is a real traversable space. I'm an arrow now, across a distance, refuge in the dust.
All these tracks just like spontaneously end. It's like, it leaves me like, I don't know how to feel about it. This was kind of maybe the first little glimmer of hope that has been shown on the album of him, you know, potentially maybe finding a little light far in the distance. It's not much, you know, but it's something. Delivering her food and everything, sleeping in the bed in the hospital. I mean, we really do get an image, you know, painted. This is just destroying me. Okay, track 11, the final track is Crow.
Sweet kid, what is this world we're giving you? Smoldering and fascist with no mother. Are you dreaming about a crow? At the barricade I stood listening. In my backpack you were sleeping with her hat pulled low. All the usual birds were gone or freezing. It was all silent except the sound of one crow. We were watched and followed, and I thought of Genevieve. Sweet kid, I heard you murmur in your sleep. Crow, you said, crow, and I asked, are you dreaming about a crow? And there she was.
Kind of all tying. I think now it's starting to come full circle, because in the beginning it's like the crow was looking at him and it had an effect on him, and now the final song is just him describing, you know, the effect that it's going to have on his kid. So at first the crow might have been representing death in the beginning of the album, but now it might be representing his wife. The kid saying crow, that's, I don't even think that there's really an overall like lesson here. I think it's just pain. You know, we're just kind of hearing this guy's grief, and he's describing it in great detail, and that's really it. I mean, I want to like try to analyze this further, and I'm sure I could if I like look really deep into everything. But right now, I just feel like it's just, I think the main premise is, you know, him just coming to terms with like, damn, death really is a thing. Like this shit really is real. You know, even when expected. You know, and you can only imagine you know what it's like when spontaneous death comes. I mean, I can only imagine that he was mourning her death months before it came, and you know, just to still hear him talk about how, you know, painful it is, not due to the fact that she's really dead. It's just the fact that she's not in the house. You know what I mean? Like she's not there to raise the kid. But yeah, man. I mean, this just broke me. I mean, I don't know who wouldn't break. But yeah, might re-listen to this, might not. I think I got everything. Yeah. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, leave a subscribe, and yeah, that's the video. Fuck.